Don't start this, bro. Huh? Not really.
He's gonna go up. He's gonna go off to the basket. Go spin out there and build the air. He's trying to talk to us again.
I think they put every picture that they've ever took on that slideshow.
Carson, you got that dog now?
Oh, dude, those are good. Those rice cakes, those are bust.
Am I right here?
Yes.
Asking you. Now, who am I going after? Okay.
How big of a school is this?
How big a school?
It's 6 through 12, 900 students.
Okay.
So, small class, like 1A, 2A,
Right.
no sports.
This is for the live stream, not for the sound in here, but for those of you who do not know who I am, I'm Mark Dowling. I'm the principal at Eagleton, and have been part of the progress of developing a high school here, and have been proud to have Carson with us since his freshman year, coming to Eagleton and be part of his journey and experience and working with the Holberts as he's chasing a dream and a passion that he has in fishing, and just this is the next chapter of that. So welcome to Eagleton, welcome to this event today to recognize and honor Carson and this achievement that he's reached, and we're excited to have Coach Crawford with us and to be part of this today. And a momentous event, as this is a first. Since you all, a lot of you seniors have been here, you've experienced a lot of firsts as you've been the first class to go all the way through. And so this is a first for us as we celebrate our first athletic signing with Carson today. So thank you for being here and appreciate, obviously you're all here today because you mean something to Carson and have been an important part of his life, and so he wanted to make sure you were here to celebrate this event with him. Carson, we're proud of you, excited to see the things that you continue to do, not only in fishing but in life. I know you have much success ahead of you in all things. We're proud that you've been able to represent Eagleton as a Royal in Eagleton fishing, and just to be a part of your journey has been exciting. So welcome, and I'm turning it over to Mr. Holbert.
Thank you. Let's go back in there. Good. Great. Thank you, Mr. Dowling. and good morning, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for attending this with our family. Our relatives that are here in attendance, our friends, coaches, mentors, our fishing partners, sponsors, the school staff, and the fishing community, and everyone that's not here as well. We obviously, Carson has a big fish network that all across the country, and so obviously they'll eventually get to see the video, and we appreciate everybody sharing this with our family. This is a very big day, and I'll try to get through this without breaking down here. To say the least, for Carson and the school being in the first graduating class for Eagleton, and being the very first student athlete to sign a college scholarship. Finally, the day is here. Many years of commitment, passion, dedication, learning, growing, and success has led to this day for Carson. And that commitment, dedication, passion, let me kind of explain that a little bit when it comes to fishing, because it's obviously a little bit different sport than your normal football, basketball, baseball in the high school. What does that look like when we say the commitment and dedication for fishing? For Carson, it's been 7 days a week for the last 6-7 years. He has put himself in a position by preparing, studying, learning, and from his connections, and but putting in the time and effort. So that is, whether it's on the water, you don't have to just be on the water to learn about fishing. It's, you know, the technology and the resources out there that's available now is off the charts. And so he utilizes that resource to help him to prepare and plan, especially going into a new area, a new lake in the country, because we fish all over from Texas to New York to Florida. We've been all over in the past 7 years, and his experience has led him to this day. So when I began, Marla said, you're gonna highlight Carson's career. So obviously it's an honor to do that. When I began to think about it and what I wanted to say in the speech to highlight Carson's fishing experience, it wasn't really too hard, because there's so much. The hardest part is trying to narrow it down. It was much easier than me writing my retirement speech from the Air Force about 8 years ago. But from my perspective, a parent, coach, and boat captain, it all really started many, many years ago for Carson, when he was really young. This kid is an outdoor kid. It's not just about fishing. It's hunting. It's anything outdoors, anything with animals, anything just being in the outdoors. And this kid was not one of those, he wanted to be outside. He wanted to be outside doing something. So he really started, from a fishing standpoint, carrying around a bunch of my old rods and reels, fishing local creeks and nearby ponds around where we lived. We didn't have a boat. Since we moved around every 2 or 3 years in the Air Force. Carson lived in 5 states. Carson lived in 5 states before he was 10 years old. So it was tough, but he was exposed to many different bodies of water, fishing early in his life, from Colorado to the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland, to the James River in Virginia, to the Gulf of Mexico and Mississippi. But that competitive side of fishing really got started around 7th grade, 6th, 7th grade, when the William Blount fishing team and Coach Andy Gredig got the team started. The team was new, first year, and we had plenty of learning experiences on new bodies of water. But Carson learned a lot and grew as an angler on the Tennessee River and Highland Reservoir lakes moving into high school. High school brought on many new opportunities for Carson, one of which was to start a new fishing team right here at Eagleton, being the first class, 9th grade at Eagleton ECCA. He was the only one on the fishing team that first year, but has grown the team into multiple youth and high school fishing teams. Carson began to pay it forward and give back to others. So we partnered with professional angler Ott Defoe to start a rod locker for fellow students that didn't have the bait and tackle to fish. But he also made bait and tackle available to anyone that has access to the Blount County Library. So he set that up. What he did, a locker here and access into the library there in Blount County to anybody that had access to go in there and get rod and reels, tackle to go fishing. He also led an effort to adopt a local public boat ramp where for the past 2 years it has been transformed into an area for the public to access for additional fishing area. Carson was recognized by the state of Tennessee House of Representatives with the proclamation for his community service, which is, I think it's over on the table. On the state fishing series, Carson took his many fishing experiences and competed across Tennessee and came out at the top of the results many times and qualified for nationals for Bass Nation and MLF. So let me kind of capture, and here we are, we're about a month into his senior year, and it started back August, September, the fishing season, okay? So far, through his high school career, Carson has 6 wins, 16 top 5s, 30 top 20s. He was the 2023 Bassmaster All-American Honorable Mention. He was the 2023 Bassmaster All-State, in which there was only 2, him and another kid were the only 2 recognized in the state of Tennessee out of, I think it's 1,800 anglers as All-State. He was recognized as the 2023 Sports Page Blount County Angler of the Year and the 2023 Athlete, Angler, and Volunteer of the Year for Eagleton for the high school. He did receive a Bobby Lane. Bobby Lane is a pro in the MLF series. He received one of his scholarships last year. So he has that little bit of money there to use at college. And to add that to all that, this Carson started kayak bass fishing this year. So he's been at it for what, since about January time period, kayak fishing. So that was something new this year. He tried. He finished 6th out of 106, and this is all adult. He's the youngest angler in the series by far. Most of the guys are 25 to 50-ish. And he finished 6th out of the 106 anglers in the Tennessee Kayak Anglers Trail. And he was 15th overall in the entire state out of 170 anglers in the Tennessee Bass Nation Kayak Trail. He did qualify for a state championship. We did have a conflict, so he didn't get to fish it, but he did qualify for that. So kind of, there's a lot going on there, right? And I'm proud to say that he really has done very well in what he has put his mind to, and he has that true passion and will and want to be the best he can be, whatever he does. And obviously he's chasing this dream, right? And that dream is taking him into college now. and we'll see where it goes. But he wants to be a professional angler, and Marla and I told him many years ago, if you put in the time and the effort and you have a passion for it, we will support you, whatever it takes. And he's chasing that dream. Whew. So to summarize, Marla and I are honored to be here to support our son as he continues his academics and chase his dream of fishing professionally, and doing that at the University of Montevallo. We can't say enough how much we appreciate Coach Crawford, seeing in Carson what we have for years. Again, thank you to everyone for sharing this with our family. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Coach Crawford.
Well, listening to Carson's story, there was a lot of firsts, and I'll add another first to the list. Carson will be the first angler from the state of Tennessee to fish at the University of Montevallo. I've been the coach at Montevallo for 10 years now, and we've recruited kids all over the country. We have kids from California, Minnesota, Wisconsin, New York, Delaware, Florida, Alabama. But through the years, we've never had a kid from Tennessee. And so Carson will be the first angler to come in and represent this state. When I first found out about Carson, I think Carson was about in the 10th grade. From a coaching standpoint, it's just like any other college coach. You follow kids along their high school career, and started paying attention to Carson just in what he was doing on and off the water. I had the opportunity to meet Carson last fall, and after talking with him for a little bit, I was like, that's definitely a kid that we want to bring and recruit to Montevallo. I challenged him when I met with him and his mom and dad and said, look, these are some things that you need to work on over the next few months to extend and better your game out there on the water. And he did those things. And once I started seeing progress in him, I felt like that he was somebody that could come into our program and help continue our history in college fishing. So very, very excited to be here and be a part of this great day. For those of you that don't know anything about Montevallo, we're located in central Alabama, just south of Birmingham, right off of I-65. The last 4 years, we've had the best fishing team in all of college fishing. We've accumulated a lot of accolades through the last few years. Talking about Carson's dream of wanting to make it to the next level and fish professionally. Pretty much all of our guys that we bring in have that same goal and that same dream. Just last week, we had 2 of our guys that just graduated in May, that had throughout the course of the spring fished both professionally and through the college series. So much so, and had so much success over the year, that one of them won the Angler of the Year in the Bassmaster Opens, which qualified him for the Elites, which is the top level of all of professional fishing. We had another angler that finished 8th. They only took 9 anglers out of a full field. So this year, we had 2 anglers that were just graduates of the University of Montevallo that are now going to be fishing professionally next year. That gives us 3 anglers that we've had on our campus in the last 5 years that'll be fishing the Bassmaster Elites. So we're going out and finding the best young talent and molding them up to be able to fulfill a dream. Besides fishing, we have a lot that goes on pertaining to the outdoors at the University of Montevallo. There's a program that I have had the opportunity to develop and oversee. It's called the Outdoor Scholars Program. And what that does is this program is designed to educate young people on career opportunities in the outdoor industry, along with keeping them involved in the outdoors, hunting and fishing. And so that's another reason Carson was a good fit for our program. Currently, we have 24 of our graduates that are now working in the outdoor industry, which is amazing. And as I tell people, as I talk with recruits, we're more than just a fishing program. We're here to try to help get that student to the next level, whatever it may be, whether it's on the water, fishing, or having a career in the industry that they love. So that's what we're about at Montevallo. Again, I thank you for inviting me here for this great day. Excited for you to come aboard and be a part of the Falcon family. And I challenge you all, if you don't know anything about college fishing, it is a growing sport. There's a lot of publicity out there. I talked earlier about our guys that are making it to the elites. I saw some numbers the other day. Over 3 million people viewed the final tournament of the season. 3 million people on television. It's amazing to see the numbers and the support that this sport has gained. I've been able to see it grow through the high school and college ranks for the last 10 years, and it is truly amazing to see how talented these young people are. There is a lot of time and effort that goes into this sport. I'm a former college baseball player myself, and I know what it's like to go through the rigors of a season. And I tell my guys all the time, what they do is by far harder than anything I ever did, because there's so much time that they have to spend out on the water and away from the classroom, and being able to keep up with their grades the way that they do. It is really impressive. So again, we're excited about this day. I thank everybody for coming and being a part of this special day for Carson and his family. And this will be a guy that you want to watch, because he's going to have a very successful college career. So congratulations, Carson.
Thank you, Coach Crawford, for all the time. Now I'd just like to get in my story of how I all got started, and so here we go. So you don't have to be tall like a basketball player, you don't have to be ripped like a football player, and you don't have to be fast like a track star. The sport of fishing does not discriminate based on age. You can be 5 or 55. But what you do have to be is 100% dedicated. Persevere, carry yourself with integrity, and be prepared to lose 99.9% of the time. The life lessons I have learned through this sport will be carried on to college and beyond. At this time, I would like to share a brief portion of my journey with you. In the fall of my 7th grade year, I received a flyer about a new fishing team at William Blount. I was so excited because I love fishing, and the idea of a fishing team was so cool. My mom and dad and I went to the first interest meeting. The coach was Andy Gredig, Austin Gredig's dad. My first partner that year was Nathan Clemmer. Yes, you heard that right, Nathan Clemmer, Eagleton's quarterback, basketball standout, and baseball star. That first year, neither one of us caught a scoreable bass the entire year. Not one. Anyone who knows Nathan knows he likes to win, so this could explain why he didn't return the next year. That first year, I learned a lot about grace and humility. I also quickly learned that fishing is the most humbling sport there is. So after struggling that first season, I made a commitment to myself that I would not give up. During my 8th and 9th grade years, I spent every waking moment learning techniques, educating myself on different bodies of water, watching fishing videos, talking to professionals in the sport, and I was on a mission to be elite, but didn't necessarily know it at the time. As an 8th grader, I fished the high school circuit with a senior from Maryville Christian. After a couple tournaments, we started bringing 5 fish limits to the scales, and eventually placed 5th out of more than 200 teams in a Bass Pro Shops tournament on Norris Lake. I could finally start to see all of that hard work paying off. That year, I learned a lot about perseverance. I've got a little bit of a side note to that word perseverance. And both in 4th and 5th grade, I actually received 2 end-of-the-year awards from Middle Settlement's Principal Heron. At the time, I couldn't even spell perseverance, much less what it truly meant, but now I do. During my freshman year, I tried to fish with as many different people as I could. In doing this, I made a couple lifelong friends with Lee and J.C. Mashburn. That year, I learned that it's more than just fishing. It's about having fun and learning from others. That spring, Mr. Dowling told me that he was tired of seeing me wear another school's colors and that he wanted to start a fishing team here at Eagleton. I was overjoyed because I wanted to represent my school and wear the big E on my chest. He made that happen for me. The summer before my sophomore year, our family took a trip to visit my grandmother in Missouri. During that vacation, I took a guide trip on Table Rock Lake with Bassmaster Elite Series Pro Chad Morgan-Taylor. It was incredible. I had wanted to learn a fishing technique called drop shotting, and Chad taught me how to do it properly in a matter of minutes. We just clicked, and I had so much respect for him. He had fished at the highest level anyone could fish, which is the Bassmaster Elite Series, and I wanted to soak up as much as I could from him. The chance meeting grew into an invaluable mentorship that I will never be able to repay. Under his guidance, I was named to the 2023 Bassmaster All-State team. I won my first major tournament on Nickajack, and I had the most success of my career. My partner and I also quintuple qualified for the 2023 Bassmaster National High School Championship. As a result of these experiences, I learned the value of mentorship and networking. Last fall, I attended my first Bassmaster Combine at Wheeler Lake in Alabama. On the second day, I was able to speak with my top 4 college choices. The University of Montevallo was actually not one of them. While I enjoyed visiting with the different coaches, I really didn't feel like any of them really fit me, any of the colleges. After returning to our hotel that evening, I actually received an unexpected text from Coach Crawford right here, and he texted me. He said, "I am very disappointed that you didn't stop by and talk to me today." And I was absolutely floored. Like, I didn't know what to say. But the coach of the #1 team in the nation wanted to talk to me. And you better believe I was at his table bright and early the next morning. After that meeting, I began to feel like maybe God had a bigger plan for me. That experience taught me the importance of keeping an open mind. I actually carried that mindset in my junior season. At the beginning of the year, I did not have a partner to fish with and was told I would not be allowed to fish any Tennessee Bass Nation tournaments until I found one. So my parents suggested I try kayak fishing against adults. After a couple tournaments, I began to really love it and won my first kayak tournament last spring. At the same time, I was trying to persuade one of my best friends, Caleb Click, to jump in the boat with me and dip his toe into tournament fishing. He finally caved, and we had many goals going into the winter, spring, and summer season, and we actually qualified for the Major League Fishing National Tournament for the first time in my career. In April, I was one of only 14 anglers from across the nation to receive an invite from the 4-time national championship team, the University of Montevallo, for a college visit. Going to the visit, there were several things I was looking for in a team. A legacy of success, a team with a proven record, a school with a strong academic program, and students who love fishing and hunting as much as I do. Not only did I walk away from that experience with my first offer, I also walked away from that experience with a better understanding of why this team has had such great success. During the visit, Coach Crawford talked a lot about being elite and told us he believed we were all elite or we wouldn't be there. For those of you who are not familiar with collegiate fishing, the University of Montevallo is to bass fishing what the University of Alabama is to football, and what Duke is to basketball, and what Tennessee is to baseball. How in the world could I ever turn down an offer from the 2021, 22, 23, and 24 Bass Pro Shops Team of the Year? To quote the school's motto, the University of Montevallo is where I belong. Which brings me to this year. No one can achieve their dreams alone, so this year I am focusing on gratitude. I once read a quote that said, God puts people in your life for reasons. Some reasons to learn lessons from, others to help you along the way, and others to make you realize how strong you are. So at the same time, I'd like to thank the following people who fall in those categories. To all my friends who are here today, who are with me here today, the best time is spent fishing with friends. Thank you guys for always supporting me. I'd also like to thank Andy Gredig for starting the team at William Blount and igniting a passion in me that I did not know I had in me yet. I would also like to thank Mr. Dallin for allowing me to start a team here. It's been my honor to represent Eagleton, and your support has been phenomenal. Kurt Dove, I'd like to thank you for believing in me to send me the 2024 Bassmaster Combine, where I finished 13th in the competitions. So, Larry Perrin in the National Scouting Report Team, thank you for providing an online platform that allowed me to market myself. It is by far the best recruiting site out there for sure. Over the past 2 years, I have had more than 30 colleges look at my profile, which is just phenomenal. NSR has proven to be an extremely powerful tool in being recruited by the #1 fishing team in the nation. Hal Holbert, thank you for taking me with you all these years. Fishing in the wintertime with you has been just a life-changing moment, just getting to spend time with my cousins, and yeah. Chad Morganthaler, I'd like to know, let me rephrase that. I know you are not here, but I'm hoping you are watching on Facebook Live. Thank you for your friendship, your mentorship, and most of all, your patience. I have learned more from you than you will ever know. Coach Crawford, thank you for sending me that first text at the Combine and seeing something in me that I didn't yet see in myself. To my sister Hannah, thank you for sacrificing weekends, birthdays, and other special days so that Mom and Dad could take me to tournaments. I know that you have given a lot up on your behalf. I will never be able to repay you for that. To my parents, thank you for being my biggest critics and my biggest fans. I know that you have made sacrifices beyond my understanding, and this road has not been easy. But you have continuously put me in positions to make me more successful. I have not always been able to capitalize on those opportunities, but I would like to been able to complete this journey without you. Thank you for not giving up on me during my weakest moments and inspiring me to be the best I can be over the past 6 years. Lastly, I just would like to thank everybody for coming. It means the world to me that you're here to celebrate it with me. And with that, I am officially ready to sign with the University of Montevallo. Yes, son?
Right there, just anywhere. Let's eat.
Please, we have plenty of food for everybody. Thanks. You want to take some pictures?
That was a heck of a speech. It's like a Heisman speech.
Thank you.